Welcome, all you surfing enthusiasts, to SoCal Surf with Dan Nappy. Well, today's episode is not about surfing. No, I went to southern Utah, St. George to be exact, and did some mountain biking. And I'll tell you, it's a whole new set of muscles. And you're at 4,000 feet, which means the air is much thinner. So it winds up being a lot more exercise than you might think. Plus, there's a little more adrenaline still. I don't know why, but coming down those slopes and coming down those hills can get pretty fast. And so we took some video of that, but the video does not show it. I mean, I guess you'd have to be an expert cinematographer to make it look as gnarly as it is. But when you're coming down, it's a lot scarier than when you're looking at it on the video. So we had a couple of videos we did, but it wasn't terribly exciting, but it was fun. So we went up to St. George over the weekend and did some mountain biking, spent some time with the family, and it was awesome. The weather was great, 75 to about 85. And St. George is just an hour and a half north of Las Vegas, so the temperature there is pretty similar to Las Vegas in that it's 100 plus in the summer. But it is at a little higher altitude, so you wind up getting a little bit cooler than Las Vegas, but not a lot, maybe 5-10 degrees. And you occasionally get some snow in St. George, where you don't get very much in Vegas at all. So overall, it was great fun. I took a truck up to one of the canyons, and it's got some trails. You kind of pedal mostly uphill at first. There's a few little drops, but not very serious. And there's shortcuts you can take if you want to go to the downhill side sooner. But we went up to the full round, which I think round trip is like 9 miles. So not a very long one, but I haven't done a lot of mountain biking, so I really wasn't ready to go any further than that. But getting up for me was rather slow. Being I had an older mountain bike, and I was with some younger guys, so they went much faster than me. And so I got passed a few times here and there, but once you get to the top and take a breather, because at 4,000 plus feet, your air is really thin. So I was pumping pretty hard. My heart was pounding and my breath was deep. And then as I caught my breath, which didn't take that long, because when you're surfing, you paddle a lot, for a minute or so, or 5 minutes if you're way inside. And then you sit around, and then you paddle hard, then you sit around, then you paddle hard, and you sit around. So recovery time, I think, was a little shorter because I'm used to sprinting and then resting. But once I caught my breath, I followed my son down the hill, and he was going pretty fast, and I was just following him. And there were some serious drops that I wasn't ready for, but I managed to survive them and made it all the way down. There was one that I skidded to a stop because I couldn't see the bottom. So I peeled off and went around it and looked back at it. I thought I probably could have made it, but I don't think I was ready. So I want to get a little better shape mountain biking before you try that. And so, when you're looking at these rocks and, cactus zooming by, it's a little different than falling in the water. But I had a helmet on, I had gloves, and I was somewhat protected, but it's still, if you fall, you're going to get a lot more cuts and bruises than you will falling in the ocean. Even though I've been hit with surfboards and hit the bottom and have had plenty of injuries in the water, it just seems more serious on the dirt, which is weird because Wes likes to mountain bike and go pretty fast, but doesn't like to get in too big a surf. And I think the falling in the water is a lot easier than falling on the dirt. And he showed me some bruises he had from falling. So, but he's more comfortable, there than he is in the water. That's just, everybody's different. I'm probably a little more comfortable in the water than in the rocks, but you do what you got to do. But anyway, so I was heading down the hill pretty fast. I just had to avoid one drop. And then the second time around, I wanted to go around the full length again. This was the next day. So I told Wes to go around twice for my one. And we were only about 5 or 10 minutes difference between going twice for him and once for me. That's how much faster he was. And then the third day, I took different trails. I took some other trails that weren't all the way to the top, but I crisscrossed back and forth on the lower end, just trying to find different trails that somebody with even less experience than me could do, because we're going to be going back up there in a few weeks and we're going to try it again. So I was trying to explore some of the areas, and then that's when I found some good drops that I thought would be a good video, even though they don't look as scary as they are. But they're pretty scary. The last one I did, that bottom, I hit it pretty hard, and I was off track a little bit and went a little off to the left, but I managed to get back up the other side. But I wasn't. Wes didn't warn me of that second bump there, and I almost got a little airborne there. So it was pretty awesome. So I still got my adrenaline fix for the week. But tomorrow we're going to head back into the water, and that'll be Monday. And that'll be, we'll see what happens. It's supposed to be raining. It's been raining off and on all weekend. And it rained today. And so tomorrow, I just don't know what it's going to be like. But hopefully we'll be able to get back in the ocean and catch some waves and see what happens. So until then, I will check with you later. And diverse, I say I only do one sport, but I had mountain bike before when I lived in Utah quite a bit. So I was familiar with it, but just not as strenuous as I've been going. All right, thanks for listening. I will catch you tomorrow if we got some surf, and thanks. Check out our sponsors, Merch Hero, NappyClothing.com, Task Bullet, and Swing Easy Hammocks. Thanks, bye.